Heading to the lease block with the tractor, and two what we call creep feeders. So grain feeder where the sheep can get in there and lick the grain out with their tongue. So they can only lick a certain amount before they lose the saliva on their tongue, and then they've got to go away for a drink. So that's how you moderate the level of grain that they can eat. So we'll set it to about 200 grams a day. And the reason we're doing that is we really didn't have an autumn, or our autumn was pretty crap. So there's not a lot of good feed around, and the ewes are a wee bit light. The ones that are lambing at the moment, so we have been posting a bit of grain into them. Going to the lease block every day with a grain buggy and feeding them. So we're just going to put these feeders out in a couple of paddocks. One will split 2 paddocks, and then one will be in another paddock on its own. So we'll show you when we get one of them set up anyway, and I'll explain a bit more about it. But yeah, we're nearly there, just about to cross the old river bridge here. Haven't gone through the ford, just with this weight and stuff on the trailer, it'd be easy. I'll go through the ford on the way back because it's still a bit rough after the flood. So we'll show you going across the bridge here. Going to grab the old feeder off the trailer here, and we'll set it up in the gateway. Get this off here. Put a marker on the ground here where the gate will come to, which is about there. So we'll put it about here somewhere. Right, I'll set it up and we'll come back with you when it's hopefully when it's all set up and ready to go. Righto, we've got it all set up here. So at 30 odd ewes in this paddock here. We've got the gate opened up, the grain feeder in the gateway, another top hurdle to block off the gap, And then these use about 30 odd in this paddock as well, so these use here. So if you haven't seen one of these before, this is how it works. You can adjust the top part there and the bottom slide here, and that gives you the desired rate. So they put their tongue in here, say my finger's the old tongue, they put it in here, they lick it out like that, and then when they finish, when they don't have any more saliva on their tongue, they've got to go over to the trough, which is over there, and have a drink, and then they'll come back and have another one and go and nibble on some grass or some whatever grass is here, some rough old grass there. So yeah, so we'll check in on them tomorrow and see how they get on. Put a bit of grain in the bottom tray there just to try and get them to come up to it, and they all know what it is, so they'll be pretty good. So that one's made by Rikai Engineering, comes as a unit like that. This one here is made by Advantage Feeders in Australia, so it comes flat pack, so you put it together, a whole bunch of pop rivets and tech screws and bits and pieces. So that one actually rolled down the hill at the Grange. The wind picked it up, it was full, wind picked it up, toppled it over, broke the top off, destroyed it, so we kind of mashed it back together. That's why you can see it's a bit bent and bits and pieces. So they're a far better, stronger creep feeder, than the old Advantage feeder ones. So. But yeah, so we're going to go poke this Advantage feeder one out in another paddock, just not in a gateway like that, but just in the middle of the paddock. So I've got to adjust one side of that, so they're set to about 250 grams a day. So, and yeah, we're due to start lambing here any day. So we'll catch up with you on the way home. Righto, we're heading home. Got both feeders out. It's about 5:30 on a Sunday afternoon, evening. Kids go back to school tomorrow, so should be good. Yeah, just about to go through the Eyre River Ford. They haven't graded it yet, so it's still pretty rough. But one thing I wanted to touch on, I don't know if I'll include it in this video or not, but was the hell of a protest the other day. Good protest, and hopefully some of our issues that we're facing at the moment are more out in the public. Whether they get changed or not, whether anything comes of it is a different story. But one thing that really frustrates me is a lot of the comments on our social media. See all these tractors driving around, farmers driving around in these fancy tractors, you see. So, like this one here, 150 horsepower Deutz Ecotron. It's a 2007, I think. But we bought it we bought it for 50 grand 7 years ago. Paid 10 grand off a year. Finally got it paid off. Missed a couple of years payments just because things were pretty lean. But 7,500 hours on it, and she's still going strong. We can't afford to change anything different, and actually to make this tractor pay, we had to lease it out to a local contractor for the summer. They pay, to lease it off us. So, you just don't know what's happening behind the scenes. It's the same as when we go to town, Christchurch or something, or Auckland. You see all these bloody fancy houses, but you don't know how much they've got ticked up, how much equity they've got in them, how much, debt they're owing, or, people are so quick to jump to conclusions and, think that farmers are doing this and doing that, and they're all fancy and they got lots of money, and man, we're right up on our overdraft at the moment, like within a couple of grand of going over. And it's pretty stressful. It's quite tough. So just, I don't know who will actually listen to this, but it's you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So yeah, might be all well and good to write a comment on social media, but just have a think first about what potentially what other options might be out there. Or, I'm starting to ramble a bit now, but yeah. So we're just going through the Ford. We'll be home soon, then feed the dogs and do a bit of paperwork and sort out some cropping for next year, some regrassing for all the winter crop. What we're going to put where, and yeah, busy week next week, fertiliser meetings and more stock going away, hopefully. Selling some more store lambs and bits and pieces. So yeah, hopefully you have a good week, and we'll see if we can crank out some more videos, but try not to hit that sign, and catch you all later. Until I get down here without tipping the tractor over. Righto, catch you later. Don't you bloody hate it when you're nearly home, nearly done, and you forget that you've still got a job to do. So we're just throw a hay bale out here for the bulls, so you can watch me around the way. You can watch me run around and take the net off this, or you can just keep scrolling. I don't really care what you do, so hopefully some of these videos are of interest to some people. If there are, we might do a few more longer ones. So, right, we'll whip the net off this and on the knife. Simple as that, eh? Settle down, big boy. I'm going to throw this on here. Try not to run over the trailer. Right. Well, now we're heading home.